Cooperative School, and we're going to be presenting the idea of a cornea bank, the first cornea bank in Bolivia. And this is a small video from the doctor we worked with called Dr. Cesar. So you can watch this first.
Greetings from Bolivia, and I have been working with this team to accomplish the opening of the first cornea bank in Bolivia. I hope you will find interest in this project. Regards. Bye.
So that's the doctor we've been working with. Okay, so Bolivia's first cornea bank. The issue that we're going to be addressing from all the global issues is poverty. You might be wondering what poverty has to do with a cornea bank, but in Bolivia we have a lot of problems with eyesight and basically blindness from our population, and this causes a lot of people to spend money on medicine for their pain and swelling, which is very harmful because then they can't spend it a lot on necessities such as clothes and food. So, for example, right now, if you want a cornea transplant in Bolivia, you have to pay $1,000, and you have to get one from the States, which is also illegal, but it happens in Bolivia. And what we're trying to do is drastically lower that price and even provide some free corneas to our country.
Now, our essential question is, how does fighting blindness in our country help with poverty? We will answer you throughout the presentation.
So what's a cornea bank? So along with Dr. Cesar and Carolina Guzman, a former senior, we created the first cornea bank in Bolivia. With this new organization, more economical surgeries are provided for the entire Bolivian population. And a cornea bank can also be called an eye bank, and it's a place where corneas are stored and preserved. And these corneas are donated from people who have passed away. They donate either before they pass away or after the family approves it. And the corneas can later be used for transplants or scientific research.
So now, what is the cornea? A cornea is the transparent, clear tissue in the front of your eye. It is about the size of a dime and has the thickness of a credit card. It is moisturized and nourished by a thin layer of tears. And if it is injured or infected, surgery might be necessary.
So when this surgery is necessary, we need to provide a corneal transplant. A corneal transplant, as it sounds, is basically when you transplant a cornea. And it can also be known as corneal grafting. This has to be done by a surgeon with specific knowledge on cornea, since it's a very complicated surgery. And in this case, the surgeon will be Dr. Cesar, who owns an eye bank in Bolivia. The surgery can last between 1 and 2 hours, and the stitches are so tiny that you will not be able to see it after you operate it.
When is the transplant necessary? Well, the most common reason for corneal failure is keratoconus, which is when the collagens in the cornea, which help the cornea keep its place and keep it from bulging, and start to get weak, and they fail, so the cornea becomes dome-shaped, as you can see in the picture.
This is a normal cornea. This is a cornea that needs surgery. You can see that it is not dome-shaped anymore. The shape of the cornea has bulged.
Now, this runs in family, so it's hereditary, and it starts appearing between the ages of 10 and 11 years of age. The process of removing the keratoconus is called keratoplasty, and it's performed as an outpatient operation, so the patient does not have to stay overnight in the hospital in order to be operated.
There are 4 other reasons why someone might get corneal transplant. One of them is corneal failure after previous surgery. Another one is hereditary corneal failure. This, for example, can be flux dystrophy. This is an uncommon disorder that causes endothelial cells in the eye to lose function and die. Endothelial cells have the function of preventing the cornea from overflowing in fluids and keep its transparent color. So when a person gets flux dystrophy, it causes the fluids to build up and may cause cloudy vision, pain, and loss of transparency. And another reason might be scarring after infections, especially after herpes. And then after scarring after injury, it can be a spark or a splinter entering a patient's eye.
So now, why make a cornea bank in Bolivia? According to the 2002 UNICEF poverty map, Bolivia has 59% of its population living in poverty, and out of the entire population, 24% of Bolivia is living under extreme poverty. So creating the cornea bank would help our society by giving people from lower classes who do not have money for these surgeries the opportunity to get corneas in a much cheaper or even a free way. This would help them regain their eyesight as well as move on with their lives. And sadly, in Bolivia, there is a very high rate of murder, especially among young people, which means that several young corneas are available due to the deaths of these young people. If we make these young people become donors and they die, we would be able to get young corneas for people who need them. And this would result with free surgeries in some cases.
So the importance of a corneal transplant. As I mentioned before, a corneal transplant can cost a lot of money right now, and this is unfortunately not an opportunity that our lower class population can have. So in a corneal transplant, it prevents injury or infection from the patient, and it also relieves swelling and pain. Most importantly, someone who has blurry vision, such as, I don't know if you've ever had something in your eye and you feel uncomfortable, you have to get it out. That's what somebody can live with for their whole life. And the corneal transplant can give them back their full vision and can prevent them from having to spend more money on medical medicine, all of those things.
You don't need much things for the transplant, only knowledge. The most important thing is knowledge. The doctor has to be experienced in the field of operation, surgery, and in ophthalmology. Then the medic needs the trephine, which is a circular knife used to cut circular surfaces out of the eye, that is the cornea. It's compared to a cookie cutter. It has the same function. And then you need the microscope to see the eye, to not make any mistakes, of course. And then for the recovery, the patient needs a metal shield for their eye and gloves. So to cover the eye to prevent an infection. Then lastly, the anesthesia, obviously, for the operation.
So here you can see the trephine, it's the knife, and with this part right here, that's what cuts the cornea, the damaged cornea out of the eye. And then you can, in the next slide, you can see the microscope. And this monitor right here allows the doctor or the surgeon performing the surgery to get a better view of the eye and the cornea, so they don't cut anything they shouldn't. And finally, the medical shield and the gauze are used to cover the eye and post-ops to prevent any infection or anything from entering the eye because it's in a very fragile state. And so the OR room, this is the operation room where the transplants will take place. It's Dr. Padilla's OR room in his clinic, Visual Láser. This operating room is specially made for eye surgeries since he's an ophthalmologist. He has all the equipment and medical tools necessary for these types of surgeries, so we wouldn't necessarily be buying anything more for surgeries. And he has this special air conditioning in this room that when they're turned on, they basically kill all the germs inside, so the patient has a clean, like the surgery is in a place where it's clean, germ-free, so as to prevent infections. And this is a place where the corneas will also be stored after the donors donate.
So you might be wondering what our contribution to the eye bank has been. Besides helping out with some paperwork and also spreading the word, we have created a donor form, which contains all of the information necessary for a person to become a donor. It includes the name of the person, their birth date, any emergency contacts, as well as their blood type. And by filling out this paper, we will be getting actual donors. And I'll pass them around, just so you can look at it. You don't have to donate yours. It's not necessary. And you won't be able to see it properly here, but that's what you
As she mentioned, we had to do a lot of paperwork in order to start the cornea bank. For starters, Bolivia is a place that's very slow. Everything we have to do takes a lot of time. So we've been working on the legal process of opening a foundation since around August, and Dr. Padilla is currently working more on it. And this legal process is so that the institute is not confused with any kind of organ trafficking, since that was a very common thing in Bolivia. We also had to send a letter to the mayor explaining what we had to do, why we wanted to do it, and what would be the outcome of it. After he accepted this letter, we had to get accreditations from several Bolivian foundations known as the Acta de Fundación, Acta de Elección, Acta de Posesión, and Acta de Aprobación del Estatuto y Reglamento Interno. These papers, as I mentioned, take forever to transfer, and in about 3 months' time they'll be done. Additionally, Dr. Padilla is setting up a bank account where we can get money from donors, put it there, and get free surgeries for people of lower classes.
We have started our plan to spread the word using brochures. We're going to place these brochures, we're going to place them around us, and we're going to place these brochures in key locations such as pharmacies, schools, stores, businesses around the city, our city, and the country. Our main goal is to target all the Bolivian population, and we're going to do this by using billboards, banners, and posters created by us, and ads and the newspapers and magazines. To get money, in order to have free surgeries, we have to raise money. So our plan is to start with bake sales in our school, small thing, and then take a step to car washes. That's very important. Well, Santa Cruz is very dirty, so it's helpful. Then we're planning to educate people, especially with children in our school. So we're gonna do a eye camp with elementary kids. Basically, a morning or afternoon those activities and teach games, which are centered on teaching the importance of the eyesight. And the activities could possibly include like blindfolding them and making run races. Then the donation boxes. It's a simple way of getting money. You can place them in businesses, stores, or pharmacies. And people who want to give a donation or have extra change, then place the money in the coins.
Okay, so you might be wondering who's this Dr. Cesar Padilla we've been mentioning throughout the presentation. You saw him at the beginning of the video, but who is he? Well, he's the man who's helped us make this dream a reality. He already owns a hospital called Clínica Visual Láser, and where he performs surgeries such as cataract surgeries and corneal transplants, as well as laser surgeries. Not only has he won multiple awards throughout his career, but he's one of the best ophthalmologists in our country. And even though he knew like this whole process would be very time-consuming, he was up for it and he helped us a lot. He gave us like basic background on everything that's here, so we will be very prepared for that presentation. He's also been helping us with the legal paperwork, and he's also responsible for the corneas. He's going to remove the corneas from the donators. He's also going to perform that transplant, and he's also giving us a place to store them and to have that cornea back.
We also owe a lot to Carolina Guzman. She's a former student of our school, and she was the first person to come up with the idea of a cornea bank. She was the first person to go up to Dr. Cesar Padilla and give him the idea. And now that she has graduated and moved on to the university, she gave us her idea, and now we're trying to expand it. So what's in store for the future of the cornea bank? The iBank will be, as I mentioned, up and running in about 3 months. There we'll start, Dr. Daya will start performing surgeries immediately, and we'll start performing the fundraisers you mentioned and the donations, which will help to find people who need cornea transplants and give them free surgeries. As a project, we wanted to make a sustainable project, a sustainable organization. And the reason that this project will be sustainable is because corneas in Bolivia will always be available for donation. And Dr. Cesar Padilla will always be there helping us. We'll always be there helping him, making sure everything is running. And we'll also spread the word around the city of the importance of having a cornea bank in Bolivia. And of course, make sure that the cornea bank is still up and running, keep giving free surgeries to the lower class.
In order to have a more sustainable project, we decided to involve our whole school and the student body in the group, in the project. So we're planning in creating an organization in the group in that school, iBank group. Then people would sign up to the iBank, and they would take the fundraisers and marketing on their own hands, helping us and Dr. Padilla expand the word in the iBank throughout the country. This group will remain as long as people sign up to it forever in our school.
And so some fun facts. You're never too old or too young to donate a cornea. All corneas are useful. The quality of vision is not important in the donation of corneas. You can use glasses and still donate your corneas, and they'll work perfectly for someone else. And the gift of vision is done anonymously, meaning that when you donate a cornea, your name will never be given to the person receiving it. And finally, all major religions, including Christianity, approve organ donation. So, and here's our work site page.
Now we have a small activity for you guys.